Hi guys, welcome back to Dundas. Today I'll be reviewing the Sunbeam Torino grinder. This is the grinder that ships with the Torino, if you've seen my review video on it. On the Sunbeam website, you can also find the exact one that's called the Sunbeam Precision Grinder. It's the Cafe series. I think it goes by the model number of EM0700. So I think it's the exact same thing. In terms of its build quality, you can see it's mostly metallic, which is quite nice. You got but just this too is plastic, and of course this top bit here and the hopper is also plastic. Now it's in terms of its height, it's about 41 centimeters tall, and in terms of its width, it's about 13 centimeters, excluding this knob that you see over here. In terms of its depth, is about 24 centimeters, give or take about 1 or 2 centimeters. The bean hopper can hold up to 450 grams worth of beans, although ideally you would be single dosing this grinder anyway, because you wouldn't store a large amount of coffee beans in the hopper because it will go stale. So that's probably not a good thing. So, but anyway, so that's the physical description of it. In terms of its grind setting, it has 30, let's zoom in here, yep, you can see that. So that's, it goes from all the way from 0 all the way until 30. So it has 30 grind adjustment settings here. Let's zoom back out. Now, according to the manual, those, in terms of those scale, allegedly, it can do Turkish all the way until plunger at the coarsest grind setting. I kind of disagree with this characterization because, well, we'll see why in a bit. But essentially, this whole thing from 0 to 30 actually will only give you, at the coarsest grind setting, it will not give you plunger or V60 capabilities, because it's too fine for that. And you can go all the way fine until Turkish, although it claims it can do Turkish. You won't want to go there because it will choke the grinder, because the coffee beans will be too fine, and then the internal mechanism to actually sweep the coffee out will get clogged. So you wouldn't want to do Turkish with this. So anyway, the other feature about this is it doesn't have any sort of timing, so it does do on-demand grinding. So it will fit a 58 millimeter portafilter quite nicely right here. And then if you push it down, it will actually dispense the ground. Now you can change that settings. Let me tip this on the side here. So not sure if you could see the wording on it. Let's see if I can zoom. Okay, so it has auto, which is the grind on demand. So if you push down, if you put in your portafilter in here and you push down lightly on it, it will activate it. And then here is in the off position, so it won't dispense. And then the other one, if you turn upwards, is just on all the way, and that's it. Okay, so oh, and let's go back to zoom back out again. Now, on the base of it, it does have a cable management system, so you can wrap it around how many times you like. So it keeps it neat and tidy, which is, I would say, is a welcome feature. It's nice. And inside this tray over here, you got a brush to clean your the burr that's in here, and you have another adapter. Now in the manual it says that it's for a 50 millimeter portafilter, which is a little bit odd, because the other second most common one would be the 54 millimeter. So anyway, that goes there, and then that will allow you to put a smaller portafilter in there. Now I'll mention that in terms of the burr set, It is a conical burr grinder that is belt driven. So it's fairly silent, I would say. But, okay, let me see. So I've got a decibel meter here. I'm gonna attempt to put it quite close to the grinder and we'll see how this goes. Turn it on first. Okay, so it's in about the 76-ish decibel when it's not loaded with beans. So that's the sort of sound level you would expect. Okay, so now I'm gonna go handheld. So just bear with me. It's gonna be a little bit shaky. Okay. So the hopper here does have a like a flap here, so that you can shut off the bean supply. So that way, when you unscrew to remove the hopper, your beans won't spill out. Now, it's not as elegant as the one that you see on the Breville Dose Control Pro sort of mechanism, where you kind of have to actually make sure, like twist it on the internal mechanism to make sure that it's shut off before you can even remove this. So for example, this is in the open position. I can still remove the hopper if I wanted to. So if you forget to actually to shut the flap, your beans will still spill out. So just keep that in mind. So again, so here is in the up position. You can take it out. And then let's have a look at the burr on the inside. So you can see here, so it's nothing special. It's a conical burr grinder. Okay, so now we'll talk about the downfall of this grinder, and part of the reason why I wouldn't recommend anyone to actually purchase one of these. So while it's marketed as a precision burr set grinder, sorry, this they call this the burr cartridge, or the grinder cartridge. It actually rotates. So the outer burr, the one on the outside, actually rotates. It doesn't. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. You can see it moves. Okay, now this is not the sort of thing you would expect from a precision grinder. There's another YouTube video out there, a guy showing exactly the same system, although this grinder was rebadged to a different brand, but it looked exactly the same. And that's just absolutely disappointing. But so to remove this set, you can push down this button, and actually let me just turn this off first. Okay, so that's not on. There is a safety switch here, by the way, so if the hopper is not in, it won't actually turn on anyway, but better be safe than sorry. Okay, so pushing it in, you can tilt this anti-clockwise, and then it's out. So then if you need anything, you can then go ahead and clean out your grinds that way. So if there's any jams, or if you want to just perform routine maintenance, this is how you would do it. Now, it will remember your grind setting, so it goes back to the original position. But again, that outer thing here is obviously no good. Now you can recalibrate this burr set. If you find that it's not grinding coarse enough, you can, according to the manual, you should turn it to 15, and then you can lift this tab out and you can pull it out, and then you can realign it to, say, to a different one, and then oh, it's a little bit hard to do it one-handed, but just bear with me. Okay, and then it'll click back in. So then that will again help you achieve the optimal grind setting that you want if it's not delivering what it says it should deliver. But again, we'll go through that. in a moment. So let's go back to about this setting, grind setting here of 4. Now I'll put this back on the tripod and I'm gonna grind some beans to just check the grind retention. Be right back. All right, so I've weighed out about 10 grams of beans. Again, I'm gonna go handheld again, just so that you can see. So I've got about 10 grams of beans in here, and I'm going to chuck that in. Okay, I'm gonna put this down here, and I'm just gonna, let me just cover that lid on, and then I'm just gonna turn it on. Okay, I think that's as much as it's gonna give me. Now let's see how much that now weighs. So I'm getting about 7 grams out. So that means this grinder has retained 3 grams. So that's probably not a good thing. And we'll show where that, I'll quickly disassemble it. Let me just cut the power because, well, it's probably a good idea, isn't it? Okay, all right. So now again, I'm not gonna cut out. Okay, so that's what it looks like after the operation. Let's just remove this. And how is that exposure looking? But yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of grounds retained, and that doesn't actually come out. So what that means is that if you want to purge your this grinder so that you can get fresh grounds every single time, I recommend purging about 3 to 5 grams out just to get rid of all this old one, and then that way you know whatever fresh beans you put in, you are actually getting out at the bottom. So that's in terms of grind retention. So that's actually pretty high. So again, looking at this mechanism, if you to go any finer, you could actually choke this out. Now, so this is a grind setting of 4. Should I pour it out? Yeah, let's just pour it out. Why not? Okay, so that's the sort of level of fineness you expect from a. So you can actually make an espresso with this. It will come out quite okay. So that's what it looks like on a grind setting of 4. Now I'm gonna put this back in again. Now let's see at the courses grind set 30. I'm gonna weigh out beans again, and we'll check how fine they are or how coarse they are. Again, be right back. Okay, I weighed out more beans, about 14. I'm gonna purge it because obviously, as I said, it retains quite a bit of grounds. So actually, power is still off. Let me just turn that back on and swap it to auto. And then let me just purge this. Okay, I'll purge that. And then let's get the remaining out. Okay, just weigh it out just to see. Okay, I got about 9 grams, so I did purge out I think about 6 grams now. So whatever I have here should reflect the current grind setting. Okay, so Again, this one here is grind setting on number 4. That's what that looks like. Let me see if I can just... Now let's see what 30 looks like. Now, that is what 30 looks like. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. As you can tell, the grinds is, well, obviously a little bit coarser, but not coarse enough for a V60. If you try and put this in a V60, your brew time is going to be extremely long because that's, again, not coarse enough. So again, even though the grinder claims that it could do the full range, it clearly doesn't. So anyway, that's it for the Sunbeam Torino grinder. This retails for about, currently, I think, $300. Again, at this price point, I wouldn't recommend it. It's really not a precision grinder for that very reason that I just showed you earlier. I used to own the Breville Dose Control Pro, which is about similar to this grinder, as in it doesn't have any LCD screen. It does have grind by time feature, but that grinder is actually a lot more versatile. It really does do espresso and pour over in the same full range that they have here. So, and it's cheaper too. So again, I recommend that over this. So I probably shouldn't have sold my dose control, the Breville one, because I thought when this shipped with the Torino, I thought, oh, okay, great, I should use this. This is made for the Torino, but I made a mistake. This is not a good grinder. So anyway, don't buy it. There's nothing you can do to actually fix or improve this grinder. So anyway, that's it I have for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.